Hi students, welcome to Fall 2025. This is BA 130, Introduction to Spanish Bilingual Interpreting. My name is Professor De La Torre and I have been teaching at Santa Ana College since 2018. Welcome to this class. The section number is 63906. So make sure you are in the right course. There is another course that was open for those of you that are interested in the pre-apprenticeship program with Santa Ana College. However, that one has a different section. This class, again, is a 16-week class. It starts on August 18 and it ends on December 7th. This year, I'm only teaching BA 130. I recognize some familiar names. Some of you have taken the BA 131 Business Interpreting with me in past semesters. However, this semester, I'm only teaching BA 130 as a 16-week course. And then in September, I'm going to start a 12-week course for the first time. And then I'm going to be teaching an 8-week course starting in October. So I'm very glad you're taking the 16-week course. This is the best way to do it unless you have a tight schedule. 8-week courses are not for everyone. They're very fast-paced. So I know some of you have asked me and emailed me. If there's a possibility of you changing, that is up to you. However, I do recommend if you are new to the college community, for you to take a 16-week class instead of an 8-week class. It's very fast-paced, especially if you're new to the interpreting world. Also, some of you have asked me in the past if you need to be fluent for this class. The answer is yes. You need to have Spanish-English fluency because you will be doing Spanish to English and English to Spanish written translations, and you're also going to be practicing interpreting consecutive and simultaneous. So I'm going to go very briefly over the course description and some of the main features here. Canvas is very user-friendly here in the navigation panel. So for the course description, this is an intro class. We're going to cover a lot of material and a lot of topics because we want you to be well-rounded and we want you to consider the many possibilities out there as an interpreter or as a translator with this amazing talent that you have with being bilingual. So you're going to be introduced to Spanish-English bilingual skills for a career as an interpreter. Whether you want to be an interpreter or translator, you're going to learn various industries that employ bilingual skills to provide interpreting and translating services for business, medical, legal, government, and education. So in the syllabus review, I'm going to go over the modules because we're covering 3 modules related to the medical field and 3 modules related to the legal field. So the course, we're going to cover translation and industry terminology, written and verbal translation techniques, professional role, and here I sometimes interchangeably I use interpreting and translation, and you'll get to know why as we progress in the class. What is the professional role of a translator and interpreter in the Code of Ethics, which is very important. Again, fluency is recommended. Spanish and English is strongly recommended because students do struggle that are not native speakers of either language. They do struggle. However, it's doable. I've had students that are knowledgeable in 4 or 5 languages and they've done great. Spanish or English is not their first language and they've done great in the class. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out here in inbox. The very first thing that I would like to go over is the syllabus. Here, when in the navigation panel now, I also recommend that you download the Canvas app on your phone, on your smart devices, especially if you're working, you have a very busy schedule. It's best if you also have it on your smart devices. Here, the syllabus, you can find the syllabus in both Word doc and also PDF. And you can also click here to have it read for you. This is the accessible course syllabus. And here you can download it. For those of you that are new, Canvas is very user-friendly. Do not be intimidated. I highly recommend that you do the student orientation to know how to navigate in Canvas if you're new to the college. Here you can download it in Word or you can download it in PDF, whatever works for you. And because I highly recommend you keep a folder with organize your documents that you're going to be downloading for this class. So once again, 16-week class. And this is asynchronous, meaning we do not meet. I know some of you contacted me during the summer asking what days do we meet. We do not meet as a class, but we still need to be very engaged because this is a high quality online class. So we are going to be very engaged and be interactive with each other, be a discussion boards and some other assignments you'll be working in a group as well. Here's my email for the college. I will ask you to review the syllabus in another video just for the syllabus, because you're going to have a syllabus review, a syllabus quiz in the second week during module 2. So weeks, we call them modules here in Canvas. So every week, every Monday, I open a module, and you're expected to complete at your own self-pace. You're expected to complete the assignments by Sunday of that week. By 11:59 they close. So here again, you could go over the course description, the student learning outcomes. Everything is going to be here for the syllabus. Now, this is an OER class, Zero Text Cost Book, because we provide all the resources for you. You can, in terms of links to websites, I do not have control over the accessibility, but in terms of the documents that I am submitting for you to as references, I usually submit them in PDF or in Word, so you could enlarge the font if need be. Again, this is weekly student to instructor and student to student interaction, because we want to make this a high quality online course. So I highly encourage you early in the week to start participating in the discussions. We have a discussion due every week. That's how I take attendance, by your participation in the discussion and also by the assignments that you submit. Very important is the dates. We're going to go over the dates in the syllabus review, but I also want you to know that it's imperative that you participate the first week, because I do have to drop the students that do not participate in the discussion or submit assignments on August 25th, on that Monday. Here's the grading scale, and again, I'm going to go over all of this, the syllabus, but I just wanted to show you very important the dates. So we start August 18, we end December 7. The last day to add a class is September 7. The last day to get a refund is September 7. The last day to drop with W is November 9th. And the last day to drop without a W is September 1st. Now, what does that mean? Life happens. For some reason, you think it's too much of a load, you're taking other classes. I highly recommend that you drop the class by the date without a W, because otherwise I do drop students with a W if they have zero participation for more than 2 weeks. I try to reach out. If I do not hear from them by the department directed, the business division in my business application department, I do have to drop students with 2 weeks of no activity. So very important here, especially if you would like to get a refund for your classes. So you're going to go over everything here in the syllabus, in the video lecture that I'm going to post just for the syllabus to prepare you for a short quiz. There's no surprises. Everything is in the syllabus, but I want students to take the time and look at the assignments, and also know what to expect per week. So here, you can click on the modules. Again, if you have your smart devices, it's a completely different navigation, but here I'm just going to explain the desktop version. So here this is a welcome video. So this is where you find the welcome video. This is my contact and bio, and then my portfolio. I highly encourage you to take some time to look at my portfolio, as sometimes there's some similarities in terms of career goals with some of the students, and also so that you can see what my experience is and in what fields. Feel free to reach out if you would like to find out more about a certain industry or anything that I worked in the past and during my career. Again, the accessible course syllabus is here. Your communication plan, how are we going to communicate? My first priority and my top choice is that you contact me here in inbox. This is how we communicate. And especially because I have Canvas in my smartphone, so I can see your with faster. I can see your messages, and I can respond to you instead of having to log into my email. And then for some reason you cannot inbox me, then send me an email to my SAC email. Please take a look at your Canvas settings and customize it. The academic honesty policy is very important, especially now with artificial intelligence. More and more, we're allowing students to use artificial intelligence and all of that. We'll go over it in Module 3 and beyond that, but please take a look at academic honesty policy. Accommodations for students with disability, very important. If you have an accommodation, to email me your letter. We are going to be very respectful. This is the Netiquette rules. We can agree to disagree, but we can do it respectfully, especially in this climate that we're living currently, this political climate and all the changes that we're going through in California and in the nation as well. The student lounge, very important. If you have a general question that does not pertain to the discussion, you can come here and you can ask, and other students can also answer. You can post maybe job announcement, internship opportunities, or anything like that here in the student lounge. So this is like our own discussion board. For extra credit, please do the online success orientation, the student orientation. Many of you are not new, so if you've already taken it in past semesters, just upload your certificate so you could get extra credit. And that one is due September 29th. So you have a little bit over a month to do that one. And then here you're going to look at the student resources. Please take advantage. There's many, many resources for you available here on campus. So take a look to at the many, many options and familiarize yourself with what we have available. We have those services for you. We have the SAC scholarship. We have student services, health and wellness, and then we have the pantry, tutoring services, very important, the library. So just make sure that you know what resources, especially if you're new to the college, what resources do we have on campus to help you be successful in your college life. Here, very important is that, again, I told you that we have the open educational resources, meaning that we provide resources for you. So here in the OER library, the open educational resources, I have posted business glossaries, education glossaries, medical glossaries, legal. There's also a sign language OER book. And then the keyboard shortcuts for accent codes is very important that you mark the accents when you do written translations. So you need to learn how, whether you have a Mac or you have a PC, you need to learn how to mark and how to make the changes in either Google Docs or in Word Doc. The student planner, that's optional. Students have different learning styles, so throughout the years, I've learned a few tricks here and there to assist the students. Some of you are very good with time management. Some of you need, a little help. So I created a planner for you to look at the modules and see if there's any questions. And again, you could are going to go here, and then you're going to make your own copy, because it is it's in a Google slide, so you're going to make your own copy. If again, it's optional, you don't need to use it, but that's just so that you can make annotations, you can take notes, points of confusion, things that you are still not clear from module to module, and then you can take notes there. Again, totally optional. For the Spanish grammar, and I do this now at the beginning of the semester in Module 2, I'm going to review some grammar do's and don'ts and what I've seen throughout the years that my students struggle with, whether they're more fluent in Spanish, what are the most common mistakes that they have in English, and vice versa. And here I just, I've had some links here for some refresher videos to do review Spanish grammar. Again, if you feel that you need to strengthen your language in either Spanish or English, I really, really recommend that you take a Spanish class or an English class to reinforce your fluency in the language that you're the weakest. And it might be that you're strong in both. So again, these are just suggestions. Very important for those of you that are about to finish the certificate is also to know how to fill out your certificate form. So I have a video on how to do that, and our co-chair of our business applications department has posted another video as well for us all the instructors for us to use so that we can inform you on the deadlines and how to fill out those forms or do a substitution. Some of you are coming with a master's degree or have other degrees and already went to college, are reinventing yourself or want to try a different career, I really encourage you to meet with a counselor, because what I see most of the time is that my students can substitute classes that they've already taken either in their BA or in their master's program, and do not have to take the whole requirement for either the certificate or the associate degree. So that's very, very important. And then here is just information on the other programs that we have available in the Business Applications and Technology Department. So you can find all of that here. And then the English Language Lab, I received a grant 2 years ago to develop the English Language Lab. So this is just student-generated content. Again, it's optional. You can take a look here about, how to use some of those tools. And I've also created an app to assist students prepare for the legal written examination, for those of you that are interested in becoming court interpreters, and I'll provide more information on that as we move along. So all of this, I'm providing you with resources. This is all part of my grant that I received to incorporate digital tools into the Canvas classroom for this class and for BA 131. I'm not going to go into much, but this was done to help the students that are mostly in the legal interpreting goal, that have that goal of becoming court interpreters. And here's module 1. So very important that I'm just going to go over module 1. All of the modules follow the same format. So just start from the top, your introduction. You're going to find the PowerPoint there. And then look at and make sure that you watch the video lectures. Here you're going to find the review of the syllabus, where I'm going to go over the syllabus and what to expect in each module. And then here you're going to watch my video lecture for the modes of interpreting. And these are just concepts that I'm giving you to reinforce the teaching. What are the KSAs, or the knowledge, skills, and abilities required for an interpreter, exercises to build your skills, interpreter versus translator. Very important to know what is your pathway at the college. And then here, this is, you're going to watch this before you do class exercise 1. And then here are the key terms that we are discussing in module 1. A lot of information in the module. So make sure that you are organized and you download the information. You keep some folders. And then your assignments. You're always going to have a discussion for the week. And then you're going to have either a class exercise or a homework. And by class exercise, I mean online, of course. And then in this case, you're going to go to the Google slide, and you're going to, please read all the instructions there. You're going to start a slide with your name, and then you're going to write colloquial words. And all the information is there. And then you're also going to participate in the discussion. Make sure that you are respectful of others. I want you to amaze me, and I want you to think out of the box. Maybe you could do an audio introduction. Maybe you could do a video. Tell us about yourself, your goals, and how we can learn from each other. Mandatory profile photo. This is asynchronous class. We do not meet, but we still want to put a face to the name and to the, just make sure that you upload that profile photo. And your study guide for the syllabus quiz. You're going to have a syllabus quiz in module 2, so make sure that you go over your study guide. So this welcome video is longer because it's very heavy packed with all the information for module 1 and getting started. I also want to point out that every Monday, starting in week 2, you're going to have an audio here from me with updates and reminders and telling you what to look for, what is it that you need to concentrate on for that week. So make sure you get into the habit of coming here. If you're using your devices, make sure that you click on announcements so that you could see the audio, you could hear the audio. The audio I posted every week to reinforce. Maybe some of you have many questions or doubts about a particular assignment. So based on the feedback that I get from that week, and then it's like a heads up, hey, this is coming, or concentrate on this, and make sure that you get into the habit of going over the audio. So once again, welcome to the class, and make sure you watch the syllabus review video and also the video lecture for module 1. Thank you.